Hi, I'm Hazel. It's Saturday today, which makes it time to sit down and catch up on the WoW news of the week, what I have been up to, and answer some of your questions. This week was kind of a light news week, just a couple of things, but they are good and big and straightforward. What's not to love? First of all, a hotfix has gone out and the creation catalyst is now accumulating charges more quickly. It will now gain a new charge every 4 days, down from 7. Just today, it should have earned charge number 6 for North America, and now is a great time to set up alts if that was something you were pondering doing, because alts get access to all of those charges right away. All you will need to do is farm up a couple of base items to plug in, as well as some cosmic flux. Speaking of farming up gear, another great mid-season hotfix, Conquest and Valor caps have been removed. They are gone. You can earn as much Conquest and Valor as you like now. If you have been playing the whole season, you will have things more or less fully upgraded, and then if you're starting late, your caps would have been pretty big anyways, but it is nice to not have to stress so much about dumping points into an item that's maybe not like your forever bis piece. With this hotfix, you can now always earn more Valor. You're never going to reach that point where you're like, darn, I have to wait until next week to get the points to upgrade the thing. So if you're like me and you've been using a weapon that's not like your forever weapon, but it's your pretty good for now, and you don't know when forever's coming around the corner weapon, and you've been like putting off dumping in Valor points, then I would say go for it. You can always earn more. In patch 9.2.5 news, not too many things coming down the pipeline, but we did find out this week that there will be no more Torghast wing rotation in 9.2.5. All of the Torghast wings will be available all of the time. This is mostly really nice if you're working on any achievements like your Flawless Master. That's one that you might want to do for, there's a golden Maw Rat mount, and then it's also required as part of Tower Ranger, which is also required as part of the Veil Strider title. So I'm certainly working on it, and that'll be, I mean, I'm sure it'll be long done by then, but it'll be nice for somebody. And that's more or less it. There was this news is a strong word. There was this thing about the new social contract being in place in the 9.2.5 PTR, so you can log in and see it. And all of this is just like the game's existing kind of code of contact being put on a splash screen for new players to have in a more prominent location. But it's sure made for some spicy threads on social media from people who are very worried that WoW might become too friendly. I think it's going to be okay. And then for my week in WoW, I did not get my AOTC this week. Heroic Jailer still eludes us, but we got some good progression pulls on him, so that's been going well. Hopefully next week. I also started gearing up a Fury Warrior, got a couple legendaries for that. I don't really know why. I was just leveling for Transmog, I thought, but then I started playing it and the buttons were really fun, so I'm playing a Fury Warrior. And my hummingbird feeder's doing really good. The hummingbirds finally showed up. I think I managed to like convince the local like popular, the influencer hummingbird, and then they went and told all of their hummingbird friends about it. So I'm in business in the real life bird feeder. And then questions for this week. Faye wants to know, what would you say has been your favorite World of Warcraft expansion, and could you list them in favorite to least favorite? So I think I can do both of these at once. I thought about it, and I would like to disclaimer by saying, personal opinion, very subjective, and also I started in late Wrath, so I'm kind of unfairly biased against the earlier expansions due to a lack of nostalgia and a appreciation for the amenities of modern WoW. Having said that, here is my ranking as of today. At the top end, my favorite expansion, we've got BFA, followed by Shadowlands, Cataclysm, WoD, Miss of Pandaria, Legion, Wrath, TBC. I want to justify my love of BFA by saying that I just had a great time. I thought the zones were incredible, the collecting was really good, I made a ton of gold. All of the things that I really like about expansions I felt like were really well done in BFA, and I just had a really nice time. And then I want to justify Legion being on the other end of the list, down with the older expansions, because I know that one's going to ruffle some feathers. And I think it was because Legion is not a bad expansion, but it focused on a lot of things that just weren't my personal cup of tea. Legion had a lot of campaign questing, and that's not something I like very much. Suramar in particular really wiped me out. Things like Balance of Power quest lines and Class Hall campaigns didn't really do anything for me. What else did it have? Artifact weapons didn't really tickle my fancy. I felt like it was kind of goofy that we all had like the thing, and then you had to, of course, get artifact power to power them up. Relics were pretty whatever. I wasn't a huge fan of the Broken Shore update. Argus was better, but it's still not my favorite place to go hang out. And it was also the expansion of Withered Army training. Legion invasions weren't really top of my list. And then the RNG of trying to get your best legendaries at the beginning of Legion was really rough and did not shine on me. I got my good ones very, very late and struggled in the first tier because of that, and that just didn't feel great. So Legion lands at the bottom of the list because of bad luck and just not being to my personal taste. And then BFA was at the top because of aforementioned reasons, and then I guess I liked the boats. Shadowlands probably could have taken the #1 spot if the amount of interconnected systems didn't get so overwhelming. I feel like that's really kind of put a damper on Shadowlands for me, is my brain just got kind of tired. Like, there was a lot of content and there was a lot of systems to engage with, but the various kind of requirements and like catch-up points and unlocks and all of that became so obscured that it's just kind of exhausting to wrap your head around. And it's fine to navigate once you're really in it, but it's not something that I can in good conscience recommend like a brand new person to pick up and jump into unless they're prepared to spend some time reading some guides and figuring out what they do need and what they no longer need just because it was, you know, overridden with a patch update. And then Franco asks, are you planning on doing a tour for your new office? I would love to see it. It is on my list. That is a video that I'm going to do eventually. It may be comically late just because I feel like the office isn't finished. I feel like it needs something and I don't know what. I mean, I know I need to put something on the wall behind me. I've got like a blank wall behind my monitors that I'm currently bouncing a light off of. And just for the sake of reducing echo, I could probably stand to throw like some moss or something up there. I do like doing those, and I will get to it eventually. It's a great excuse to take everything out of a drawer and then like reorganize it and put it back into the drawer. I do like doing that. I did my sewing kit the other day. I don't sew. And that has been my week. Thank you very much for watching. If you got a question for one of these videos, pop it in the comments with the word question. I appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.